Hey guys, what's going on? So today we are doing a beginner's guide for enhancing. Besides that, I will give some little random tips and tricks and such for enhancing and my kind of thoughts on the whole enhancing process. So let's just go ahead and talk about the basics first. You can see these purple stars here. These are the levels of enhancing. It goes up to 6 purple stars and you need increasingly more materials in the form of insignias and also advent monsters. So when you have not yet enhanced a hero, you can see they only need 1 rare advent hero along with 80 insignias of their element. And you'll get these advent monsters by running advent dungeons. 1 and 2 star advent dungeons give rares, 3 star difficulty advent dungeons give super rares, and of course the 4 stars give super rares. At the time of posting this video, so if you're like watching this in a couple weeks, it's not really gonna be the same, but right now it's an incredibly good time to start enhancing your heroes, because not only do we have several half-off events, so these are a couple 3 stars, we also have a special event going on where when you're running, 1, 2, 3 star advent dungeons, you'll get some special crystals which you can exchange for advent monsters directly. Along with that, of course, the Evo dungeon has doubled its drop rate for the next 6 days, so it'll be much easier to get those advent monsters to 6 star where you need... Really? Why did you do this? As I was saying, as you can see, you do need the advent monsters to be at 6 star, nothing else. You don't need to raise their level to 50 unless you haven't before, then you should for the extra crystals, but they do need to be 6 star before you can even see them here and select them. So of course, if you're very new, you shouldn't focus on enhancing too much. I would more prefer to get up to level 60 and spend your Evo Mons and evolution material in that way, because I just feel they get a bigger boost from raising their level rather than their stars. If it is a damage dealer, you really could consider the first purple star though, because it's cheap and you get a 10% attack increase, which is quite nice. And of course, if you're into arena, the attack speed boost there also helps. But as you can see from like my 4-star Claude going up to 5-star, he needs 400 of these dark insignias, and those don't come super fast. I only have Claude and I have Nyx and Cheshire with 1 purple, Mina with 1 purple, Mary down here with 1 purple. So it's not like I have a really strong full dark team or anything, but even so, it would take much longer just to get Claude to 6 purple stars, and I've been playing for about a month and a half. So my point with saying all this is that it might be a better idea to go with, hello?
Yeah.
Ciao.
Bye.
So if you want like one really strong team for, general content as well as PvP, then it would be a good idea to try and mix and match your elements. Of course, the most preferable would be having 1 of each element, but that's not very realistic. You can't just pick from, everyone. Like, I have no light units. I do have Rebecca down here, but I don't really use her. But I do have 2,000 light insignias, so they can go towards raising Christian. But having like no more than 2 of the same element would be a good idea because of the insignias. They do come rather slow, and when you want to enhance and enhance and enhance, then you will run out like I have with Claude here. You will get the majority of your insignias from guild, so doing the guild dungeon, and at the end of the week you get a chunk of each depending on how well your guild does. You can also buy 500 of each in the shop for $20. And finally, good old farming in 1-star advent dungeons or higher, whatever. They'll usually drop some insignias, although it is pretty random. I've heard there's a higher chance to drop the insignia of the element, so you would get light ones here more, you would get water ones here more, etc, etc. Alright, so aside from just generally making your heroes stronger, what exactly does enhancing do? That depends on the type of hero. For example, let's look at Tayo here. He is an attacker. We can go to his enhancement tab, as you can do with anyone, and go to the effect list, and you can see exactly what happens at the different star levels. Every hero at +6 enhancement, so maxed, will have 30% more attack, 30% more defense. Again? I can still hear the background music though. Okay, never mind. So yes, as I was saying, all heroes at the end will have 30% more attack, defense, and HP. Of course, there are these second bonuses that do change depending on the class. I've noticed this mainly on the 6-star, although I think there is changes maybe on the 5-star and perhaps on the 4-star. So here we have an attacker. You could see he gets 20% more crit damage on the last one. Here we have a tank, and yeah, the bonus skill on each of the stars is different for tanks. As you can see on 3-star, it's a 5% chance to gain abnormal status immunity. Again on the 5-star, and on the 6-star, we have 10% counter attack chance instead of crit damage. The 4-star is also different at HP recovery amount, although this is kind of weird because when I got my Claude up to 4-star, it doesn't actually show that in the HP recovery. I'm not sure if that's what that means here, because it says HP recovery, But as you can see, my Cloud has 14.19% additional HP recovery, and he does have this bonus stat, but as you can see, we're getting all of that HP recovery just from runes. So I'm not sure if that just means they'll get healed more when they're healed or what, but my Cloud does only heal about 2200 HP per turn, which is about 14% of his max. So yeah, I don't know. And here we have support, which is actually exactly the same as tanks, except for the fact they have 10% multi-strike instead of counterattack. And then we have Ramuh here, a hybrid, which is quite similar to attack types. Actually, they do get this critical strike damage buff at 6-star, and they do get damage increase dealt to specific types. I believe attackers have damage dealt to defense types, not attack or support. So it is a bit different, obviously, but pretty similar. So yeah, basically, as far as importance goes, I would say it's actually probably more important for tanks to have a high enhancement because of how many actual defensive options there are here. I mean, the first purple star obviously is great for DPS, and it's cheap. You know, 1 6-star rare and, you know, a few insignias. Easy peasy. Definitely get the first one instantly when you decide to start using someone. But then 2, 3, and 4 are all defense, HP, defense. The 5th one is even more HP. And then finally at the 6th is a more offensive one with attack and crit damage for attackers. So I mean, sure, it is important for DPS also to survive, but when someone like a tank is going to be taking the brunt of the hits, they need to be extra tanky, and they get that obviously through enhancements 2 through 5 mainly. It's also super important for supports to survive, so I think they are actually the second priority to get like really high, because even if your DPS dies, most supports can revive them if they are still alive themselves. And of course, if you think you can get that 6-star on a DPS, then that's going to be quite nice as well. 20% attack and crit damage is nothing small. Then again, neither is the investment to get them there. So yeah, but yeah, I guess that'll pretty much do it. Hope my stupid head wasn't in the way of anything important there. I'll just cut myself out if so, but that will do it. For now, I have to turn my fan back on because it is crazy hot here for the last week. Please end one day, please. Winter come. But yeah, make sure to tell me what you think about the video and your thoughts on enhancement in general. What's your strategy when it comes to that? Do you try and level up everyone equally regardless, or do you try and focus on like 1 until they're all the way to 6-star and then start raising someone else like to min max? So personally, I kind of look at what they're going to be getting from the next star level and decide if it's worth it or if it's more important for someone else. But yeah, also leaving a like if you happen to enjoy would always be greatly appreciated as well. Thanks as always for watching, and until next time.